Just chat. Sorry for the delay, but Spooz was late. I was actually on time.
What do you mean? It was like 10 seconds to grab a coffee, V. This is absurd.
Well, 10 seconds. Is that it, chat? Were we late for 10 seconds or was it more?
Yes.
Just chat. Sorry. Doesn't your avatar... No, hold on. Like, Gemini used your avatar in order to draw it with the clock. Yeah, you probably lost it on that boat. Anyway, right, chat, how's the audio? Like, are we coming along clear? Is the volume okay between me and him? We're going to have to wait a little bit for the chat to catch up. So, anyway, this stream we're going to talk about stuff that happened this week. I'm actually curious to see what
This week in stupid.
Kinda like. But it's not like... I noticed that the world has stopped being that stupid. It's more like malicious. Malicious and grifting.
That's how you and I.
You don't get like air conditionings are sexist. You don't get like the patriarchy, the rape culture. Yeah, but that's what it used to be, right? Like that's what This Week in Stupid was about. There was a time period for like 4 years when you had like literally those types of articles in serious publications.
Yes.
Like a curfew for men from The Guardian. Yeah. Now you don't get that anymore. Like, I haven't heard, like, a stupid take. It's just, like, you notice that politicians are grifting. You notice what their interests are. And they're just pushing their interests. It's not like the common good or anything. It's like, no, like, we're going to have more migrants, and you're going to put up with it. Because there's nothing you can do, little bitch. And that's pretty much...
What do you think grifting means? Just so we can be clear on definitions here.
Oh, it's when a political entity tries to corruption. Actually, well, hold on. There's a better word for it. Yeah, like corruption. It's when they're not.
Okay, that makes more sense. Yes, because when you say grifting to me, usually would mean people who peddle shit they don't believe in for money.
Well, yeah, I mean that's what they used to do, right? But then the definition expanded in the lexicon. Like now it's being used interchangeable for corruption when it comes to government. It sounds better as well.
Oh, okay.
You know, like for instance in England, right? You have the refugees coming over. You have Sargon working hard on his business. His business pays taxes to the Massa. The Massa, the government, then takes his taxes and gives them to a hotel owner so that they can fill it up with refugees. And in exchange, the hotel owner then encourages his community to vote for the politician and also makes a substantial donation to the politician. And so this is what I like to call a grift, right? Like, it's not about refugees being welcomed. It's not about saving people from war. It's purely cynical grifting, making money.
Okay, so it's basically just corruption.
Yes.
Like, yes, I can agree with that.
Yeah. Jackie Chan.
Because when you said grifting before, I went like, what does that mean? I'm confused as to
it's basic bitch corruption. Yeah. Jackie Chan, thank you for the $10. I'm reading the history of the Soviet Union. Why do you cling to your superstitious notions of orthodoxy, property, and monarchy? Scientific socialism will produce a new kind of human, I have read. Yes, the Hominus Sovieticus.
Ah, yes, the new man.
Yeah. The new man is an intelligent person that's well-studied, is willing to engage in the doctrine of with the doctrine of socialism with any person that he meets, is a hard worker, has a strong family, and dedicates himself for the betterment of the state and the working class.
So basically a white Chad.
Yeah. No, like, you can see it on... Yeah, seriously, like, you can see it on the propaganda posters. Yeah, like, they had the...
Yeah.
Hold on,
let me see. The tall, strong Aryan, basically.
Yeah, like, usually... Because that's the interesting part, right? Like, the Soviet Union, like, they actually had people from different ethnicities. Like, Russia is massive, right? But on every single propaganda poster, it was, like, the white Chad. Yes.
Yeah. Like, with absolute massive bulging shoulders and arms holding up, like, hammers in the factory with the furnace.
Yeah, and the women had tits as well, which is something that woke ideologues don't get.
Yeah, I think if you were to actually take a look at woke ideology today, like, Stalin would whoop Shevin shade the shit out of these people. Stalin would not tolerate any of this crap.
Well, I mean, it doesn't sell, right? Like, that's the main thing. Like, I think Stalin would have loved if the masses would resonate with it. But the main problem with it is that okay, you make propaganda, you try to get people to believe, but like if no one wants to watch the poster, if everyone is disgusted by the poster and just looks away, then all the money and effort into creating the poster is wasted. So like, yeah, Stalin would definitely not tolerate it.
Yeah, because I also look at that kind of shit and go, okay, how much of this is beneficial to the state? Because like that's basically just used to grow the managerial state with these little client groups. Whereas Stalin's like, no, I'm a dictator. I'll do what the hell I want. So that's no use to Stalin.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
So I think he'd be more ruthless, which would also make him a better leader, actually.
Well, I mean, they do say that he saved the Soviet Union from the Nazis. I don't know, like maybe he did because like another dictator would not have been so ruthless, right? Like it took like the idea of sending human waves of leaving civilians in Stalingrad. Like it took a lot of ruthless decisions. So like maybe someone else would have lost the Soviet Union. Who knows?
Yeah. It's all hindsight, really. It's quite interesting when you look at it from a different perspective of what is in the interest of the state at the time, rather than just what we think now.
Well, I'm pretty sure he had advisors and stuff, right? Like, it's not like he was...
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. Kaibar's Barbecue, thank you for the $10. I hear a lot of Indians are going to go to Romania to take their jobs. Be ready to go up if it's true. They already are here. Like, we call them the Glovo Mafia. It's the food delivery industry that hires a lot of them. We're going to be talking about Indians in a bit because it's actually something that happened this week. But anyway, right, let's get into it. So, first of all, there is an incident with Venezuela. And it's so interesting because I suppose didn't know about it.
Yeah, I brushed it up a little bit before the stream started.
Yeah. Did the Americans know that you guys are not really at war with Venezuela, but like kind of are?
Yeah. Threatening. Posturing.
Yeah.
Of the aggressive variety.
Isn't it like interesting, like being in America, like you go to sleep and the next day you wake up and it's like, by the way, your military has been deployed in another nation's backyard?
Do you know what I thought was quite interesting about this? Is if I were to look at Trump, sort of first term Trump, like I think the sort of thing is, oh shit, Trump is in, what the hell is he gonna do? And Trump said on Rogan the main thing he did was just try to survive because, you know, Congress is a shit show. And when he got in now, there was the thought from many people is, well, he's only got one term left, so he can basically do whatever the hell he wants because he's not worried about getting reelected. That's one way of looking at it. The other side is also he can be as neocon as humanly possible because he doesn't have to worry about getting reelected. So that can go the other way as well.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
the thing is, the thing is, like, he also has the House and the Senate. A lot of people don't understand, like, American politics isn't just Republican and Democrat. It's factions and coalitions. It's giving to the people you don't like something so that the people you don't like give you something in return. And so, like, he does have to please the neocons, the Black Caucus, the Jews, like all these factions in order to get something that he wants. Now, what exactly did he got that he wants? I don't know.
I was about to ask you the same question. Like, what exactly has he got out of all this shit so far?
I think, like, because, like, the tariff things were probably what he wanted, and apparently, like, a judge sabotaged him on this. So, like, you know, like, he can get what he wants from the vote, or, like, people not fighting him against it, but you can always have an activist judge that goes like, well, I mean, you didn't make a deal with me, you know, you made a deal with them.
That to me is so insane. Like, no one can look at the American apparatus and go, some random judge, some lower court judge, can literally obstruct the executive from doing his job. That to me is insane.
Well, no, it's just that right-wingers have been asleep. They don't understand politics. And the people that do understand politics, like George Soros... Well, let me explain, right? Like, George Soros is like, okay, well, this is the weakness in the American system. Like, they have elections for judges. Yes. Instead of buying politicians, right? Like, why don't I just fund some judges? Lower courts, yeah. Right, let me tell you something that an Eastern European would do. And this is something that Americans have started catching on. Like, let's say you have a court case in America, right? What lawyer do you hire?
Oh, God. That's more your domain than mine.
But you hire the lawyer whose company has donated to the judge's previous election.
Okay, yeah, when you put it that way.
Yeah,
Fair
no,
enough.
like seriously, right? Like when Americans start thinking like this, like Eastern Europeans, the system already starts making sense, and you're not fighting against the system; you're working with the system.
I think a lot of people sort of look at that and go, "This is not." This is something that I've noticed is very difficult to discuss with the Americans because I noticed that like some of the Western Europeans and you don't get along because you're more, well, if I'm being brutally honest, cynical when it comes to power. Because, well, given your history, that's sort of understandable. The Americans have one thing, and it's all they know. And if you try to discuss with them the reality of how the system works in a way that you do, because you just go like, well, yeah, this is just how things are. Americans have a very hard time distinguishing prescriptive from descriptive. If you say descriptive, they just lose their fucking mind. And if you tell them this is not how it actually works, the immediate response is just, but this is how it's supposed to, and that's like
Yes,
where the conversation stops.
yes.
Yeah,
It's. I remember like having this with Sargon back in the day, and it drove me insane. Um,
he's still like that.
it's also like the idea of saving face and no nuance, no context, and it's prevalent with
Yes.
the Anglosphere. Like the Anglosphere says, like if something is bad, we need to get rid of it. People outside of the Anglosphere goes like, okay, well, how bad is it? Like, what is the realm of acceptable for bad that we can work with? There's also like corruption of form and corruption of function. So like corruption of form is like politicians grifting and making money on the side. Like that's fine. Like they have a consultancy
American
group.
model, yeah.
Yeah, they like let's say they have a consultancy company. They want to build a bridge, and they say, okay, well the person that hires my company, kind of wins the auction. And so like the politician makes money, but the bridge gets built, right? So like that is corruption. Like the bridge
Yeah,
was
the
built.
Gilded Age method.
Yeah, it is corruption, but like the politician makes some money on the side, right? And then you have like corruption of function, where the politician goes like, you need to hire an army of women for diversity purposes, and then the bridge
Oh,
collapses,
God.
right? Like both of them
That's
are
the
corruption.
Indian model.
Both of them are corruption. Obviously, a system where no corruption exists would be best. But since no such system has been built in the history of mankind anywhere on planet Earth, you can just say, all right, well, we're willing to put up with this a little bit, but like, don't make the bridge collapse.
I think the reason why the Americans are sort of, because I've seen a lot of mainstream American sort of commentators. The moment you mention monarchy to them, they freak the hell out, which is just bizarre. Because if you look at America, there's been really like heavy, staunch periods where there's been, and I don't say authoritarian, but very heavy leaning executive like LBJ and FDR, and that's sort of where America's government is sort of most efficient because there's no one standing in the way.
Yeah,
And I
but
think
like,
they sort of look at those periods.
would you like a Clinton monarchy? I mean, look at
But
Britain,
I like a
right?
Clinton
Like,
monarchy.
okay, look at Britain, the current king. He's a pro-environmentalist. Went to the World Economic Forum.
He's a web stooge, yes.
Yeah, he feels like it's his divine mandate to ban cigarettes for people under the age of 18 now, and when they ding 18 and further, they're never going to be allowed to buy cigarettes again. Is
Okay,
pro-immigration, right? Now imagine that man having absolute power. Like, how do you get rid of him?
Okay, now that's one model. How about look at El Salvador?
Yeah, but like, do you
That's
want
what I'm
to
saying.
flip
Like
the coin?
you
And like,
okay. So my coin flip is either potential disaster or slow guaranteed disaster.
I don't know if it's no guarantee. Like the problem that I noticed, and this is like what blew my mind, right? Like there was this lady from Chicago, and chat, like I swear we're going to go into the news segment, but like there was this lady from
It's just fun.
Chicago, right? And she got carjacked, and she posts on Twitter like her arm is banged up. She's got like this broken arm, and it's basically saying,
Oh, I know the one. Yeah.
yeah, it's basically saying like I've been carjacked. Donald Trump, I still don't want your soldiers here. Like, don't you dare come to Chicago. We don't want any fascists. And so,
Yes.
like,
Now, why the hell would you want to live in a society where she gets any say?
yeah, but like, here's the
She's an
problem,
idiot.
right? No, I understand what you're saying because I'm on the same mindset. Like, I don't disagree with you. But like, imagine
Yeah.
a society where the overwhelming amount of people, like more than half of the people, want to live like that. Like they're happy
That's
living
what I
like
have now
that,
in Chicago.
Right? What do you do then?
You just say like no, and this is how we're going to rule.
Okay, but you're outnumbered. Like even if you have
Who
a king
cares?
there, right? Like if you have like the overwhelming majority of the population going like, no, we want to be criminalized, and they will fight you. Like they will literally oppose you. Like they're willing to rise up in order to get you out of there, right?
Yeah, but they're not going to do anything.
What, like the people that were torching entire neighborhoods are not going to do anything?
No, I don't think they'll do anything. Those are like paid agitators.
Yeah, but like
I don't think the
obviously-
Americans will like genuinely rise up against the state. Like that's absurd.
No, it
That's a
depends who's
pipe dream.
like it depends who's funding it, right? Like they already did
Yeah, that's what
during
I'm saying.
the BLM
It's
stuff, right?
it's yeah, but that's what I'm saying is that revolutions don't happen. No, revolutions do happen, but they are funded through elites, and I don't see a counter elite, like at least on the right wing side anyway.
No,
It's sort of weird. It's kind of weird because the way that I look at the system right now, it's you can pay agitators, but there comes a point where what you want to do has no bearing of reality, and
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can't.
no, I get that, right? Like obviously you
Yeah.
can't pull that shit in Texas. But like what if like the overwhelming amount of population actually wants that system and agrees with the agitators, right? And the agitators snowball? Because that's what we're talking about. Like we're not talking about like a normal
Heavy state
society where
clampdown.
people don't want to be criminalized, right? We're talking about a society where people like unironically want to live with crime. I'll give you another example. There was this guy in the metro sees a woman getting robbed. And there's this guy with a rap sheet far bigger than my dick, and my dick is pretty big. And the guy pulls a gun, right? And says like, stop, wants to save this lady from getting mugged. The mugger refuses to stop and decides in his infinite wisdom to charge at the guy with the gun. Gets shot. The lady immediately condemns the guy that saved her.
Right.
Like,
So
like
what's
it's
the
not,
question? What
yeah,
what do you
it's not
do
that,
if most people want this kind
yeah,
of shit?
like it's not that they don't know, or like they're making decisions that out of innocence or ignorance or anything like that. No, like they unironically
Mom
demand to
mentality.
live this way, right? Like they want this lifestyle for them. So like at that point, like is it even moral to prevent them? Like if a group of people go to a city and they genuinely want to have Gotham City, and they want the Gotham experience, is it moral to tell them no?
Yes.
Why?
Well, who gives a flying crap with the majority one if they're evil people?
But it's not, that's the thing, right? Like they're not evil people. They like being victimized.
That to me is evil.
Being victimized? No, like being the criminals are evil. I agree with that.
If you scream, "I'd like to live in criminality," and there's a handful of people that are legitimately suffering at the hands of your desires, I would consider you a bad person.
Yeah, but like, are you saying that there is no place on planet Earth where a group of people could gather and want to live this way?
No, I'm saying they can, but I would hope someone just goes like, "No," because you're idiots, and just overrules them. I don't believe in majority consensus. I think that's bullshit.
So the problem is like, and I'll tell you because I thought about that as well, right?
Yeah, they're just very masochistic. That's
Yeah,
someone
kind
kept
of.
it.
But the problem is
Yeah.
like this, right? Like when you pass a law, you sign a piece of paper. And what matters is if people genuinely believe in that piece of paper. If people don't care about the law, they're not going to follow it. And what I mean by this, you can look at Romania during the pandemic. Like we had a lot of laws, like masking up. People refused to mask up, and the police didn't fine anyone, even though it was illegal. Another example is in Romania, you're supposed to ask ID if anyone wants to buy an energy drink under the age of 16. They're not allowed, right? So you're supposed to ask ID. The store owners don't ask ID. Police sees it. They don't give a shit, right? So, like, if you actually have a place where the overwhelming majority of people want to be victimized, simply, like, signing laws into effect and regulations don't matter. Like, people will just not apply them.
agreed.
Eh?
Yeah.
And this is the problem we have
did-
in many American places and in the West right now. Like, there are people that
Yes.
genuinely enjoy living in London.
Yeah, also, I think it is a bit unfair to compare your people to the Americans because you guys are much tougher than the Americans.
I think the Americans will become tough, like, and it depends on the state, actually.
No,
right? Like,
they're too soft and fat.
No, there are states where the Americans are just as tough as the Eastern Europeans.
No
But-
way in hell. Like on 6 seconds, no. If you're gonna give me a list of like who's tougher, Eastern Europeans or the Americans, I will
No,
take the
I
toughest
can-
Eastern
I can
European
give
versus the
you-
toughest American any day.
I can
Like
give you an
no,
example. Like,
give me the European, give me the Eastern
yeah,
Euros.
small American towns usually. Like they have very tight communities, very close knit. If you go and you
Russian
fuck around
immigrants.
there, you find out immediately. The guys that stood against the Fed, you know, the Bondis or what the fuck they were called, you know, the ones that had the ranch and shit and stood up against the Feds. There's a lot of people with that
those
mindset.
ones.
Hmm?
Yeah, but I still consider the Eastern Europeans tougher.
Ah, whatever. You know, it's not a competition, but like.
No. But I think it's just as terms of like his history and experience that I think Eastern Europeans are much more hardened by the experience than the Americans. This is my opinion.
Yeah, well, I mean, it depends on what type of hardening. Because if you go in Chicago and you talk to a gangbanger, I think he's pretty tough.
Eh.
Yeah, no, like seriously, like an American living in the concrete jungle, as Joe Biden likes to put it. I think like that person can be tough as nails.
Throwback 90s phrase.
Anyway, right, let's talk a little bit about what happened. So apparently, America deployed some, I think it was like 3 warships next to Venezuela, and the reason for this is that they consider the Venezuelan president to be the capo of the drug trade. Like they're not saying he's a politician that is blind to it or unable to stop it. They are saying that he is literally like El Chapo of I don't know how they call it, like the Seven Sons or something like that. Like it has a name of, and they consider it a cartel. And so like there's an arrest warrant for him. There's a reward that I think it's like several millions of dollars for any information that can lead to his arrest. It's kind of weird, you know, like putting a bounty on a head of a state. Like only America probably does that. But anyway, right?
Yeah, they can get away with it though.
They can, absolutely. You know, when you have like the strongest naval force on Earth, like you can do that type of shit. The thing is, like, they recently blew up a boat, right? And they blew it up with the Air Force. It's just boom, gone. And they claim that that boat belonged to drug dealers. Now, the liberal media, the liberal media immediately responded by saying, it's like, well, what is your evidence? How do you know? But more importantly, there were 2 arguments made. The first argument is that drug smuggling is not punishable by death and that they should have been arrested. And the other argument is that what if they were drug dealers and they have it on, you know, like a guy told me from another guy that heard about it, that this was an immigrant boat.
I want to say things though, but I'm on your channel, so I'm like trying to. You could probably guess what I'm gonna say.
I can say it because I noticed it on Twitter, and a lot of people, you know what they say to that? It's like, yeah, I voted for that.
Anyway.
No, they say they literally say it's like I voted for that. That's the answer on Twitter. It's like most people say it's like, and like that's what I voted for. That's what I'm getting.
Because I remember during the first Trump administration, he launched an attack. I can't remember. I think it was on Syria or some other point.
It was on Syria with the coalition of the willing, where Germany was the only nation that wasn't there. You had France, you had the UK, you had the United States, and they went there, they bombed an airfield, and then they gone home.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Someone said it was his daughter who said that, and people were like fuming the fuck out. And then Trump sort of saw that, oh, this is not very popular, and then he stopped. And I know some people, like, Razorfist was cheering it as a show of force.
No,
it's funny to me
that wasn't what happened. Like, we know that what happened. Cause like, he gave a lot of
that's how it was
speeches.
spun.
No, like what happened was that the deep state was agitating that a red line was passed because, like, they had Assad release, like, chemical weapons. And it was obviously a ruse, right? Because, like, Assad at the point was winning the civil war.
Yeah, there's no point to him to do that.
Yeah, why would he do, like, literally the only thing that would get the Americans involved, right? And on top of that, the video was on CNN. It looked fake as fuck. What Trump did is like, right, fine. So, like, he did this display, you know, like, went there, just bombed an airfield. No one died, I think, or the casualties were very low anyway. And that's it, mission accomplished, and he went back, right? And so he pleased the neocons. It's like, look, oh, we did something. And he also pleased his base because, like, well, they were upset. It's like, oh, they're invading another foreign territory. they didn't really do any damage. They didn't stay there. They didn't put boots on the ground.
Yeah, it's just show of force.
But what do you think about the
Muscle
the
flex.
thing with is it wrong to airstrike a boat that allegedly has drug smugglers?
I'm curious as to because do I believe they're drug smugglers? No, possibly not. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like I actually think his base would appreciate it more if it was immigrant. Like honestly, I think if they just said no, it's just immigrants and we're just gonna bomb them like base, they would probably approve of that. I mean,
like,
most people in
yeah,
Go on.
if we're talking about like approval rates, percentages, right? Like if he was to run for a third term, and he was the president that bombed a boat of immigrants, I don't think he would lose percentages.
No, I think you would actually gain.
Yeah. The thing a lot of people don't know is that there are two nations that actually did gun down immigrant boats. One of them is Australia, the other one is Romania. Yeah,
Australia can do base things. God damn.
Yeah, guess what? After gunning down one or two, the rest stopped coming.
Yeah, funny how that works.
I understand that like Romania was getting a little too gun ho, and the European Union like stopped asking us to patrol the waters because it's like no, I mean yeah, you're supposed to, but like because like we like apparently they followed all of the protocol, right? Because like you're supposed to warn them, then you're supposed to fire in the water. Then you're supposed to fire at them, and if you run out of bullets, you're supposed to ram them, and that's pretty much what happened. And so, yeah,
Jesus.
they didn't really like that. But like, well, hold on a little bit, right? Like, if you talk about defending someone's private property, isn't it the same way you're doing it, right? Like, if someone comes into your house, unannounced, uninvited, like, aren't you supposed to warn them? And then if they still come in, they're a home invader, right? And you're allowed to self-defend.
We are armed. Proceed at your own caution.
Why is territorial? Like what? Why is the nation state any different? Like it's still the just because it's public property doesn't necessarily mean that the same rules don't apply.
Yeah, public property is just the nation state scaled.
Yes.
Yeah. I can make a really basic comparison, but.
Look, we have SRC Maker saying, yeah, I voted for this. Do it more often. We can turn it into a sports betting website. DraftKings thinks about. The thing is, though, like,
I'm in favor of that, actually.
The idea, it's like, oh, well, why? It's drug dealers, right? So, like, that's not a declaration of war. It's like, well, hold on a little bit. You know, if you look at how many people die of drugs in the United States, I think it's over 100,000 people per year.
Yeah, the cities are actually infested with the shit.
Yeah, and so it's like, at what point is it not reasonable to say that it's a national defense issue?
Yeah, because you are killing your citizens.
Yeah, and so
I mean, have you seen the state of the cities? They look like a fucking RoboCop movie.
I haven't though. I guess it's like the big cities, right? Like it's not every single single city in America.
No, but if you see some of the left, like Los Angeles, Jesus. God damn. Like, Cape Town in South Africa looks less worse than that.
No fucking way.
Which is really saying something. Yes, really.
I'm going to check. Hold on. Don't fucking believe. You're bullshitting. Cape Town.
Ask the chat.
Wait, Cape Town, South Africa?
No, to be fair, we have a lot of shanty towns.
Yeah, oh my god, this is... Holy shit, this was better than LA. Oh, Jesus. Is this South Africa, dude? Hold on, I'll send you the picture.
I mean, South Africa has nice places, by the way.
Oh, so it's like, have you visited? Yes. What you thought about it? It's really nice, but the people are awful.
No, the people are actually very nice. Yeah, that's South Africa.
It is.
Yeah, this is like the first time you've seen like Cape Town.
Yeah. It looks better than LA. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, like you need to write some letters, like something big instead of Hollywood. Like you need to write some African shit over there.
What we usually do is.
But what is hold on, the pride of South Africa? What is the name of the electric company that you guys have there?
Oh, Eskom.
Yeah, you need to write Eskom on the mountain there.
Yeah, but the problem is no one will ever fucking pay for it. I want to find. I had a really good picture a while ago. Let me see if I can.
I
Like,
wonder
fine,
like
because
if our audience from the Anglosphere gets the joke. You
I probably not.
Is there like a company in America that runs like Escom?
Not as far as I'm
Because
aware.
yeah, like that's the thing. Like they don't have a point of reference, right? Like there's absolutely no equivalent of a company that's just used to for the politicians to grift and also to crack down on the entire nation. Like apparently, right? Get this. There was a private company which decided to buy solar panels for itself because like it couldn't afford having all of this power on off the load shedding bullshit. And so they had so much power from the solar panels that they wanted to give some to the nearby village. It was just too much. Like
Oh, yeah.
yeah. And so Escom comes in and it's basically upset because like well all of the villagers were disconnecting from Escom. Escom is the electric company, the national electric company, chat. And so the
Yeah.
politicians come in defending Escom. And they're like, no, like this is bad for socialism. Like you're creating an unreasonable, how did they say it? Expectation. It's an unreasonable expectation because like the village now has power all the time, while people who are subscribed to ESCOM they have to do the load shedding. Fucking
Yeah.
insane.
How dare you, private market, actually make the life better for people?
Yeah, like there's like
fucking
other
insane.
equivalents of ESCOM, and again, I'm trying to think if America has any, and I just can't think of any. The Chinese have the Huawei, like that is their ESCOM, and the Russians have their Gazprom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but like America has nothing similar to it.
Not as far as not that.
Britain has the NHS. No, seriously, like the NHS is the equivalent of ESCOM. Don't fucking laugh, it's fucking true. If you're a British person, right, and you want to understand what ESCOM is for South Africa, think of the NHS.
I think ESCOM is more efficient than the NHS, if I'm being honest.
Well, I mean,
Because
last time I heard, if you say racismus while you're under the NHS, they can kick you off the hospital.
Yeah, whereas you can't do that with ESCOM service.
You can't, yeah, like literally, you can be a racist in South Africa and they won't kick you off of the ESCOM service.
Yeah, especially if you have money, the racism seems to go out the fucking window. It just depends on you. That's how it works. You could. I've noticed, like, for example, Malema, he sings like, kill the Buddha, all this kind of shit. Then as soon as Putin shows up, he doesn't say jack fucking shit.
Yeah,
like those people just say shit. Yeah, exactly. Because like, there's no like whenever I see like people say there's racism, like I don't think there's actual real racism. Like there's just so much corruption and shit behind the scenes.
Yeah, there's a difference between being racist and catering to the racists.
Yeah, exactly. Like none of those people, like you see these people be so like racist, and then they're sitting in fucking parliament with white people all around them. Like they're not actually racist. They just say that shit because their base is it, and then they because
like they just want to get in power and start corruption. But like if people die because of that, they don't fucking care. What's the name of the Kill the Boer guy?
Julius Malema.
Okay, does he have any white people that vote for him?
He's probably got a few. Yeah.
Describe to me the psychology. Describe to me the psychology of the white person that votes for him. Like you have a guy there saying "kill the Boer" and talks about white people. What type of white person goes like, you know what? My man. My main man.
I have no idea because I don't consider those people normal.
No, but like, I know that. Maybe like I want to know like how are they like? Like if you ask me what a leftist in America is, I will say, well, he goes to a coffee shop, he's got a laptop, is reeking with soy.
What's a leftist in South Africa? Well,
no. What's a white guy that votes for that individual in South Africa?
Suicidal?
No, but like. Yeah, okay, fine. But, like, his behavior, like, where does he go for entertainment? What type of friends does he have? What's his personality like?
I don't know. I imagine it involves getting bent over and whipped.
Are there a lot, is it more likely that they're women?
No. The women in South Africa tend to be either very, very right-wing or very, very progressive. Like, Cape Town is disgustingly progressive, from what I hear. I actually haven't been to the city since I've been here for the last couple of months. Just because I was there once a couple of weeks ago just to drive through to see some of my relatives I haven't seen since, like, 2010. and I was driving through some of the places, and I'm like, it's like it hasn't changed like in like 30 years. Like that poverty is just always there, and it's never gonna change because making civilization is what Europeans do. Let's just be real about it. The
Isn't it better though?
investment in
Like
infrastructure
you,
and
you
just
get you get like less
no.
culture shock, you know? Like you're used to that, you know, the same stories you grew up with are the same stories that are there when you die.
Uh, no, because I left them when I was 10 years old. I'm basically a European
Hmm.
at this point. It's kind of strange being. Do you know what's the weirdest thing about being back home? Is that when I lived in Ireland, the place that I lived when we moved in like 2000 2008, 2009 roughly is when my family moved to one place, and I sort of lived there for a while. And it was the neighborhood that I lived in. There was basically no other houses there. Like there was the first two houses were being built there, and we moved in there. And for just absolute ages, the place just got more and more diverse. And the weirdest part about being there was just there's a whole bunch of white people, but half of them don't speak fucking English. And it's
Well,
really weird because being in South Africa, everyone speaks the same language regardless of what race they are, and that to me is just really trippy
what is the
because
the
we didn't have that in
language?
Ireland.
Is it English?
Afrikaans.
And do you have like? Oh yeah, it's the one with the funny accent that they had in the Expanse. Is the language
Yeah,
that
basically.
the people from the lunar, not the lunar colony, the outer rim were speaking, right?
Yeah, it's just basically broken Dutch.
It's really fucking cool. I actually like it. Like there's a couple of English accents that I like. I like the Afrikaans, and I also like the Scottish.
Why do so many people like the Afrikaans? It's horrible.
It sounds fucking badass. Like if I go on the
No,
street.
it's not.
Now
It's
listen.
terrible.
If I go on the streets, right, and I'm in the neighborhood, in the dangerous part of town, and I have a guy next to me that speaks Afrikaans, I feel safe.
Okay, well, to be fair, if Afrikaners swear, it is genuinely terrifying.
Yeah, I know.
It actually scares me.
Yeah, I
Because if
know.
they say, because we don't say fuck, they say fuck, and it
Yeah,
sounds way more aggressive, and
I
it's
know.
like legitimately
Yeah.
terrifying.
Have you seen
So
that
yeah,
movie? What is it called? Like Charlie, the one with the robot.
I have not, but I know the movie you're referencing.
Yeah. Like it's so fucking badass. Like no, seriously. Like there's just like a
Yeah.
level of primal there. You know, like being on the street, being one with the neighborhood. Like
Well, you kind of have to be,
yeah, the
considering
Europeans
who you're
don't have
surrounded by.
that. You know, and it's. Anyway, right, Jackie Chun, $5. Thank you. I saw a guy arguing that we will see civil war of cities versus countryside. Do you think the cities win or lose? Lenin just had Moscow and he won. In order to have a civil war, you would actually need generals on both parts. And as far as I know, like there's no people in the military willing to defect in order to protect the cities. What you can have though is an uprising, right? Now, an uprising would probably not look the way you'd imagine. It would just be like I guess like a small town. It just doesn't want to pay taxes anymore and doesn't want the feds to come in. The problem is that in 2025 it's so easy to crack down on that shit. You just cut their power and water and then you fucking go, right? And then you cut their banking,
Yeah.
and then you cut like every single thing that has to do with modern technology, and eventually people crack. Like if you look at a small town, they're not ideologically inclined, you know, like they're not people that are trained into an ideology or something. Like they're just small town folk. And if you cut off, you know, their infrastructure, their logistics and everything like that, and things start to shit, then they back down. And look at the truckers. Truckers are a really good example, right? Like they debanked them. They debanked them, they didn't allow them to get gas and fuel for their trucks, and eventually they backed down.
You know what's quite interesting here about South Africa? Most of the houses, well, I say houses, the wealthier people, all of them have their own electricity. Like they don't rely on the state. So basically, they don't pay electricity ever. They invest just in like a heavy generator, like batteries. Like if you go into a house that's like pre-built and it's a modern house, there's an entire section that is just wall-to-wall batteries. Actually, looks kind of cool.
I mean, you got it,
Like a
right? Like if
futuristic
the
house.
government constantly
Yeah.
does load shedding and cuts down your power supply. But the problem is with the businesses, right? Like that's why you can't grow economically. Like how do you run a restaurant like
Yeah.
that? How do you run a bank like that?
Very slowly.
Yeah.
is the answer.
Okay, another thing that happened this week, and this one is very interesting. So there has been another trans shooter, and apparently the DOJ is trying to figure out if it's legal to take away guns from trans people.
Well, I mean, I think the people that are most likely to shoot is themselves.
Well, there has been like 6 or 7 right now trans shooters that did that mass shooting.
Yeah, but you know how the see this is the thing. You know the gun nut shithead Americans will defend this because they will say this is like the first step encroachment onto everybody else's rights, even if it's their own bloody people in government, which is just bizarre.
I do think that
There's no middle ground with them.
well, here's the thing. Taking away guns from trans people, I don't think is going to make much of a difference. You know, like this is more like a
No, they'll get it
humiliation
either
thing.
way.
It's more like a humiliation thing, right? Like we're in power, we can do this to you, and it's probably what the left would have done. It's probably something that you can do. Like if you, they're not going to blanket target trans people, right? Like they're not going to say, oh, if you identify as a woman, you don't get a gun. They're probably going to say something like, if you're taking estrogen, you know, if you're taking hormone therapy, you can't have a gun while taking that. And I think like there may be like legal jurisprudence for that, you know, like with other things. But the problem is like if they actually do this, it's going to give a platform for the Democrats, which are starving for a platform now. It's going to make the Democrats pro-gun, unironically. But
That'll be hilarious.
it would, but like the last time that the Democrats got themselves an own goal like this was during the COVID pandemic. During the pandemic,
Oh, God, yeah.
yeah, like the Democrats came up with the idea. It's like my body, my choice doesn't apply anymore. You need to get vaccinated, and so right wingers went, "Oh, my body, my choice doesn't apply anymore. Well, I guess we get rid of Roe v. Wade then." So if right wingers would be like, oh, we have like a recent group of mass shootings, and to solve it, we're going to take the guns away from them. You know, it doesn't matter you're targeting trans or like the idea is like, okay, we have mass shootings, so the solution to stop mass shooting is to take guns away. Well, the Democrats are going to definitely bank on that, and they're going to be like, oh, so you agree now? And it's like, okay, well, we're allowing you to take the guns away from trans people. That's fine. But let's expand that, right? Like, if you, why shouldn't we expand that to the whole nation? Now, yeah, of course, like they have the Constitution, but like the Democrats have ways around. It's like, well, we're not taking guns away. We're just making it incredibly difficult for you to be able to afford one or to get one. So, I do think it would be a mistake. I do also think that it would be very funny, and I would love covering it, like the level of complaints and cries and.
Wonder which side will end up winning that.
Yeah. People that are saying that if you're a person that has a mental case, you're not supposed to have a gun. It depends on the mental issue, and it also depends on the severity of it. Like a person that basically says that they saw Jesus in a ashtray, that person can have a gun. And it would be like on a case-by-case basis. Like you would need a doctor in order to confirm that, yeah, like this person isn't eligible to have a gun. It's not so easy. Like it's not a blanket ban. It's not like, oh, this is a crazy person, he can't have a gun. It doesn't work like that.
I will say the whole gun issue with the Americans is very strange from a European perspective, because I've had conversations about gun rights with Europeans and Americans, and it's like talking to two different groups of species.
Yeah. But here's my
it's
question.
Really strange because,
you know, why shouldn't you have a gun?
See, but this is the difference between the way Europeans see this and the way that the Americans see this. The Americans, it's the God-given right. They basically cling to it's like a fetish for the nation. It's it's one of their like bedrock foundational thing. Whereas when Europeans look at this and they see like the dumb shit the state does. I mean, Scrum had this interesting point. He said the reason why Europeans were stripped of their guns is because the state actually fears the people. The reason why the Americans are allowed to keep their guns is because they know the state won't do jack fucking shit. Like the people will not uprise, and so they're allowed to keep their guns because they know the Americans are weak. Which pisses off the Americans, and I think it's really funny.
It's kind of interesting because I don't think it's like that though. I think like the state.
I do actually.
Well, let me give you an example where it's not right. The state is aware that people can chimp out, and there have been chimp outs in the past, and they actually do try to avoid them. Doesn't look good for their backers. Doesn't look good for their legacy. So, like for instance, when the banking crisis hit in the United States, they did this thing called a bailout. In other words, the government paid the banks. Why? Because they knew
Yeah.
that if they don't, like a person with a gun can go inside the bank and demand his money back, not to rob the bank, but literally get his money back. In Europe, in Greece, they did a bail-in. The banks literally withheld money from the people. Why? Because like they knew the people wouldn't do jack shit, right? So you have like
Yeah.
these subtle nuances that again, like the way they're legislating, they have an army of experts that are telling them, like, dude, if you do this, if you do a bail-in the United States, and you're basically like freezing the assets of the average American with the bank, you're going to have an uprising, and they're having guns, right? And it's the same shit. Like, for instance, if you have like some farm in the middle of goddamn nowhere, and there's a perfect example of a situation like that. There was a guy that apparently committed a crime in a city, and then he ran away from the cops and went into his farm. And into his farm, like literally everyone was armed. The FBI didn't want to go there, and he stood into that farm for like 10 years until they dropped the case against him. So it's not
Yeah.
like there's never example or they're never acting on it, you know?
Yeah, I just don't think it can scale well. But what's interesting is the way that the Europeans see it is that I
Well,
think
okay, one
Europeans.
last example. One last example, just to drive my point across.
All right.
During COVID in Britain, they would send a police officer. Oh, sorry, in Australia, they would send a police officer door to door to see if people follow the COVID mandates. Do you think anyone would have had the balls to do that in a small American town?
Probably not unless they were armed.
But probably not
And
even
even
then,
then,
right? Because like even if you're armed, you don't want to
you
get into
know,
a shooting with some person, right? And this is why like America COVID policies, except for the liberal cities where guns are already very restricted and difficult to come by. In most red states, like one of the main reasons that they didn't crack down as hard as they did in Australia or as they did in the UK is because the people are armed. And it's not like they're afraid. It's more like you sign the order and the cop tells you to go fuck yourself. If you want to enforce that, you go and do it. They're not going to put
I'm
their
wondering
lives
if
at
it's.
risk. Yeah.
I think it's more depending on the people. Like you said with you guys, a lot of people and the state they enforce just when they no, we're not going to do this. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Like the enforcement, it more depends on the kind of people. And I think the reason why they didn't really force it in heavy in the right wing is not because of guns. It's because the overall cultural vibe there is no fuck off. Whereas they can easily push it in the leftist place, even if they were all armed, because the leftists like to be oppressed. They like the taste of boot in their neck. So I do think it's more kind of the people, because it very much depends on how far you can, how much people like authority. Really, I would say.
Yeah. Still,
But
I mean, you know, I don't see a problem with the Americans having guns, and I kept asking myself, like, why shouldn't I be able to have a gun? And I can't find any answer. Like, if I want to buy
no,
one, why am I not allowed?
no, I get that, but the way that I've had some, especially with the English, is they sort of look at the Americans and go, "What kind of fucked up society do you have where you need a gun 24/7?" Like to them, you just have a normal civilization where the prospect of like being harmed with grievous bodily harm, it just doesn't exist to them
Didn't
because well, they
didn't
basically want to live in a
okay.
shire.
First of all, like, didn't they used to force people to trade with a bow every day of the
Well,
week?
maybe in several centuries ago.
Yeah, but like they had the same mentality, right?
I
And the
think that's a
thing,
bit of a different society, V. If you're being
why?
invaded by
Like
people.
any other medieval country, right? Any other medieval
Because you
place.
don't walk around with a bow, it's kind of difficult.
No, but listen, like
What's with
any other
that?
medieval society, whether it was France or Germany or Eastern Europe, whatever you looked at, like they wouldn't allow peasants to touch weapons. And in Britain, it was like, no, you are going to pick up a bow and you're going to learn how to use it. And that was the mentality. And when they went to the New World, the way that the Spanish did it was like the same thing. Like the colonists weren't allowed to have guns, and so whenever the colonists were attacked by a gang of Indians, like by the time the military arrived there, the town was destroyed. Meanwhile, the British Empire said, "Oh, this is your land. You get to have a gun. You get to defend it." When the Indians come, like the colonists would defend themselves. Um, I don't see the problem, right? Like I do think like people should be able to arm themselves if they want to.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with them arming themselves. I just think it's the culture around it is different,
Hmm.
depending on who's around you.
Well, take into account that America never had communism or fascism, right?
Yeah, well, not for lack of trying.
Yeah, well, SRC Maker, thank you for the $10. So, V, are you telling me I have to vote Democrat next time around? I mean, I typically vote with my wallet, but I might have to vote with my gun safe next time. So, SRC Maker is a transgender, and I think like they have a $10,000 gun collection. So, if this law passes, like, what happens? Does the government confiscate it, or can she say that she went on a boat accident and lost the guns?
Hmm.
The thing is, like, there's no registry where like trans people have to sign. Like, this is going to be very difficult to enforce if it passes COTUS.
Yeah.
Kaidar Barbecue, I wonder why the AFD politicians are passing away. Yeah, so like this is something else that happened this month. Apparently, when I first read the news, like 3 AFD politicians died. And then I read it the next day, 6 died. I make a video and I say this is the 1st of August and by now 6 AFD politicians have passed away. The next day it was 7. Now I saw on Twitter, and I don't know if it's true or not, haven't fact checked it, may have been 16. Like Kubus Zebun, you're from Germany. How many AFD politicians have kicked the bucket?
Yeah, Clovis is on my my Discord.
Hmm.
I actually haven't asked him about this, which is bizarre because if some wild shit kicks off, he'll usually tell me about it.
Yeah. Like he used
usually
to
because you've been talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from my investigation, like I actually had a guy that knew one of these politicians, and he told me it's like, dude, like the guy was so old that it was a miracle that he was still alive. So like in that particular case, in his situation, like the chance of him dying from a natural death is true. I don't know anything about the others. Now people say it's statistically impossible, I guess, but they haven't added the variables, which is the fact that there's 20,000 politicians in total. And there have also been like a couple of people from the SPD and the CDU that died as well. And all of them seem to be over the age of 65. So
that's still quite creepy, though.
It is creepy, yeah. I mean, the optics is pretty fucking bad, right? Like, not a good look, as the leftists would say.
No.
Not a good look.
Especially in Germany, of all places.
Yeah.
It's not like they have a shady history with politics.
Yeah, like, you can't persecute a political party. You know, constantly say that they're Nazis, constantly say that they're far right, and they're actually led by a lesbian. Okay? So, yeah, and this, like, the only thing that they hate about this party is that they're against immigration.
What a far
right.
I think so.
Yeah, so, I don't know, like, so far the police is saying that, well, there's no evidence, and it's like, wow, you ran an investigation so fucking fast. Like, no one in Eastern Europe is able to run an investigation so fast. Like, most people would say, well, you know, we're still investigating, we're looking into it. The thing is, like, okay, a 65-year-old person dies. Yeah, you're probably not going to start an investigation, right? It's like, that's usually the age when people die. Unless there's, like, some trauma or signs of bad foul play. Okay, fine. But, you know, 2 die, 4 die, 5 die, 6 die. Like, at some point, you're supposed to at least say, alright, well, let's look into it. Let's see if there's nothing more than a coincidence.
And the fact that if you don't say that, that makes the suspicions even higher.
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of how it works. Like,
the thing is, like, these are local elections, right? People are comparing it to Mexico, but, like, I think in Mexico they got shots. Like, that's
God,
not,
the idea
like,
that Mexico is somehow less corrupt than Germany is fucked up.
Yeah, it was a little bit more honest, you know, like, there's no leeway. It's like, was it natural? Although, to be fair, if it happened during COVID in Romania, it would have been considered that they died of COVID. So if you don't know, the way it worked here in the hospitals, like, if you had COVID, and you died of any reason,
it was a COVID death.
It was a COVID death, yeah. The reason they did it is because, like, they got more insurance. Like, the hospitals would get more insurance if a patient of COVID died than if they had, like, someone of heart failure.
I remember when that stat was revealed. It was on Twitter for like 2 hours, that something because of this over-reporting, something like 94% of COVID deaths were over-reported. Only like 6% of them actually died because of COVID. And man, that was scrubbed from the internet quick as fuck.
Yeah.
Because everyone was like, wait, what? How much? Like, holy shit. And then all of a sudden, all the other deaths slowly just somehow mysteriously died, disappeared. And then just all COVID deaths are massively higher and flu deaths are down. Like, huh, I wonder why.
Well, JFK said
Mystery
something.
that is.
JFK said something very interesting.
RFK, you mean?
Yeah, or RFK. What is it? RFK, right? Sorry, my bad. He said that only people that were double vaccinated were considered vaccinated. So, like, if you had one dose and then you had a heart attack or something, they would put that heart attack under the non-vaccinated.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, basically, the only way that you would get a side effect from the vaccine is if you took both doses, like statistically speaking. SRC Maker, thank you for $25. Wow. No real message, just happy birthday, V. Happy Friday, sorry. I'm a little drunk. I drank 2 beers while we're doing this. And Utensil Dude, I found you. Very interesting when V said, I'm trans and have a $10,000 gold collection made me laugh. I have not lied, despite the fact that I'm intoxicated.
Of 2 beers? How big is the beers?
They're Corona beers. It's just that I drank them on an empty stomach.
Oh,
Anyway,
okay, fair enough. Next time you drink on a stream, tell me. I'll join you. Both of us drunk, we should be fun.
Yeah, it's unprofessional, man.
Or we'll get you in a stream where I drink. Yeah.
Have you been hit with the YouTube bullshit?
I have not, but I've seen a whole bunch of people complain about their numbers, and I actually haven't noticed anything. I went to take a look at my analytics. Yeah, because I said to you, because you and somebody else also spoke to me about it, and yes, Drunk V is fun V. All of my videos that are over 12 minutes get at least like 15K, which is pretty good. That's like a quarter of my sub count. So that's actually pretty good. It's only the videos like under 8 minutes that don't do so well. And typically speaking, if you keep it somewhat topical, and nowadays I've noticed it's less news focused and shit talking about other creators does really well.
Yes.
Like make a video about devs saying dumb shit. I guarantee you it'll go fucking through the roof.
Yeah.
And there's no shortage of that, V.
Well, the thing is, like, it happened in August, and at first it was the quartering, and nobody listened. Then it was Synthetic Man. Yeah, Synthetic Man. Let me see who else it was. Linux. Linux tips. They got hit. And myself, and then Arch. Like, Arch got hit recently. Basically, what's happening is, like, every single content creator, like, we have, like, an idea of how many views we get per video, right? Like, you have an idea in your head. Yeah. And one day, right, I just suddenly, everything you upload, no matter the topic, no matter the thumbnail, no matter the title, like, just literally yesterday, you uploaded the video, it did very well. Next day, you upload the video, it gets, like, 30% less than your average views. What I heard
consistently?
What I heard is happening. It can be like 2 reasons. Because like this is affecting many creators that can go on YouTube, Reddit, so it's not just like one person, like you got boring or something. It's site-wide. It's different niches and different genres. And it's too sudden. Like it's not a gradual drop as if people lose interest. It's just like one day you're fine, the next day boom. The problem that I think is that YouTube is using AI learning to now rate your videos based on what you actually say, and they're promoting them on that. But the AI is not optimal, so like it would promote videos about Disney on sports channels or shit like that, So what happens is like the people that get to see them in their impressions, they don't click on it, and the algorithm then promotes less.
Is this because didn't YouTube recently implement like a thing guessing your age based on what you watch?
That would be the second reason, right? So like if you go on a main channel, you go to Sargon or you go to Academic Agent or anyone, and you go on restricted mode and you click on, you will see that half of the videos that they put up, like no one watch, they're gone, they're hidden. And so, if you have a person that didn't sign in and they're watching YouTube without an account, maybe they don't see those videos if they're in that part of the United States where the age verification is required.
That's interesting, because all of my videos are age restricted.
All of them?
And I don't... Yes, all of them. I always... Because I swear on every video.
So if you say fuck, that's it?
Yes. It's quite weird because this is going to sound kind of strange, but I've listened to other content creators about what to do and what not to do, and this is going to sound kind of fucked up on my part, but I literally ignored all of them. Like,
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't
fine.
say, don't say this. Yeah, no, it's just because I kind of
Yeah, but
experimented.
you got like 4 committee guideline strikes. I mean, sure, you don't have to listen. That's fine. You can learn the hard way.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, like, what do you have it to say? Like, if you had the pristine YouTube channel, I'd be like, oh, I mean, yeah, sure, what you did is good. But, like, if you have 4 community guidelines strikes...
I'm not the one with the sunken views, V, so fuck off.
We're going there. You know what? If I had someone with sunken views that managed to get back up and they would tell me, hey, V, this is the formula, I would listen.
Yes, but okay, but in all seriousness, I can still remember the ones that I got strikes for, and it's very random. It's not like I uploaded a video and then the next day shit got fucked up.
No,
it
it's
would
people
be...
reporting you. That's how it works, right? Like, YouTube doesn't listen to every other video. So, like,
Yeah.
if you have, like, a group of people reporting you, and they manage to find something that you actually violated, the TOS, then you get sucked.
Yeah, I've had, I think 4,
Jesus,
but they were very... Yeah, but they were very sporadic and all over the place. One of them was for, like, one of the counties in Arizona during the 2020 election, and that was like almost a year after I made the video, so that was quite strange.
What was it
one
about?
was for medical...
Like, AI manipulation or like what?
No, I think it's fucking hell, I can't even remember. Somewhere on the misinformation, maybe. I think it was. It was the first one I had. It was years ago. I just read an article. The other one was for medical misinformation, which was bizarre because I was quoting the CDC.
That doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, I was literally quoting...
Like, you know what they did? Like, we actually know now. Like, if it contravened the government mandate.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if it's from the CDC, that's what
fucking
strikes
matter.
me.
It can be from Jesus Christ himself.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's the kind of stupid shit. The other one was, I think I had a Nazi symbol in a video, and it was just like a meme that someone drew with MS Paint.
Do you know how much I avoid the Happy Wheel in my videos? That you're laughing, but like, no. That, like, even if it's a cartoon, even if it's like the Buddhist symbol, I don't give a fuck. I see the Happy Wheel, it doesn't get anywhere near my channel.
I've never heard it called that.
You never heard it called the Happy Wheel.
No,
it
never
makes
heard
the
it called
ADL
that.
happy. They finally get to do something, right? I get to show some muscle. They get to crack down, ruin some people's lives over a joke, right? This makes them happy. Hence the Happy Wheel.
That
makes the world go round.
Yeah, that was the last. That was the last one that I got struck, and I think that was 3 years ago. I think I got like 3 strikes in about a year, and then I haven't had anything since. And as far as the swearing goes, because I was told if you swear in your videos, your views go down. That's complete bullshit. No, you don't.
How do you know?
Because I would say...
Have you made videos where you don't swear to make a comparison?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. I will say fuck like 3 times a video on average, and
no, but
there's no difference.
Yeah, but hold on. No, that's not how it works. The idea is that if you were for 1 month not swear, and then you notice like the video rate being the same, then yeah, you're right. But like, what if for 1 month you don't swear and you notice a 20% uptick in videos?
Would you like me to test that?
No, not really. I mean, it's up to you. But like, that's how you.
I will test that theory at some point.
You can't do it. You can't do it, and I'll tell you how annoying it is because I have the same issue. It's like you try your best not to do it, and then the fuck still comes out. Then you're like, oh shit, am I editing that out? No, I live it there.
Well, I script my videos, so I think I'll be alright.
Do you do that?
For the most part,
do you script your videos?
Yes.
And then you actually read.
No, people. Yes, people are actually surprised by that because I've had people ask me how would I do videos, and I say I script them, and they go, "You script your videos?" I went, "Yes." Like, well, we can't tell. Like, that's kind of the point. But
You'd
yes.
make a good politician. I mean, that's what politicians are doing. They're reading the script. So.
Well, thank you. I think I would be far too honest. That's my problem. I'd be a shit politician
you don't need
because
to
I would
be honest. Like, you just need to read the script. And they have protocol for you. They tell you where to go, where to wave, how to do the hand signs, and you get really well paid. It's kind of like being an actor, really. It's not really very complicated.
Yeah, but I kind of look like a psychopath.
Yeah, but you're a rich psychopath. And a powerful one. And you get to make connections. You get to go to various fundraising events. You get to meet a lot of interesting...
It's like V pushing me to be a politician. Like, you do scripted videos, you will do well as a politician. You can lie for a living.
Do you know, like, there was an American politician that was also an actor, and he basically was asked, it's like, how was it like? And he would say, like, well, it would have actually been more difficult to do my job if I wasn't an actor.
Someone said you just called me a prostitute.
No, I called you a politician.
There's a difference?
Yeah, the politician fucks you. You get to fuck the prostitute.
Touche. I got no comeback to
that. Anyway, right. It's been 1 hour, and as I said,
yeah,
we gotta close it. Anyway, I really appreciate that you came here. I would probably enjoy coming to your podcast with Aiden again if you'd have me.
Oh, absolutely. It was like having visitors.
When is that? Wednesday?
And on Wednesday, yeah.
Maybe I'll.
You can maybe come to a Rumble stream sometime, and then because on Rumble, like we there's no filter. Like
no, because I wanna stream simultaneously as well, and maybe I'll bring Madam Savi with me.
Oh yeah, Savi's cool.
Savi's cool, yeah. Apparently she's a degenerate, I heard. So.
Yes, which is bizarre because she and I still get along.
Why wouldn't you get along with her? Anyway. Jacob Andrew, thank you for the last super chat. Did you see the indie game that broke Steam? Yeah, well, I'll make a video about that on my Lack of Entertainment channel.
I will tell you why, V. It's because of my disgust with a lot of the shit that you sent me. There's an impression from many people that I am very anti-degeneracy. And because it gets pushed in gaming,
I
and
pictures with succubies and shit, and he's like, "Oh my god, tits! Oh no!" Like, I like Mass Effect. I like that chick that looked like a guy, Zero. She was so cool. Why didn't you send me that?
What, you mean Jack?
Yeah, I mean she even has a.
No, the reason I like Jack is, the reason I like Jack is because she's interesting, not because she how she looks. I mean, personally, the more attractive one is Miranda, but she's really boring.
I bet if Miranda had Jack's personality, you wouldn't have liked her.
Oh my fucking god, yes, all damn day.
Really? You would like
Absolutely. Her? Yes. Ball-busting psychopath, very, very strong, and sexy as fuck. Where's the bad?
So why don't you like my succubies then? They're literally that.
Because, V, you send them to me explicitly to get a reaction out of me.
I know.
Yes.
And the fact that you're not giving me a reaction means that I need to send more. Anyway, right, chat, thank you for watching. I appreciate you coming here, and I'll see you later. Take care.
Yeah, cheers.